ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಮುಕ್ತರಾದರು ಎನ್ನ ನೂರೊಂದು ಕುಲದವರು. ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯ ನಾನಾದೆನು. ಮುಕ್ತರಾದರು ಎನ್ನ ನೂರೊಂದು ಕುಲದವರು. ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯ ನಾನಾದೆನು. ಮುಕ್ತಿದಾಯಕನ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಮನವು ನೆಲೆಸಿತು. ಮುಕ್ತಿದಾಯಕನ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಮನವು ನೆಲೆಸಿತು. ವ್ಯಕ್ತವಾಯಿತು ನಾಲಗೆಯೊಳು ಹರಿಯ ನಾಮ. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಸಂತತಿಗೆ ಸಕಲ ಸಾಧನವಾಯಿತು. ಮುಂದೆನ್ನ ಜನ್ಮವು ಸಫಲವಾಯಿತು. ಇಂದೆನ್ನ ಸಂತತಿಗೆ ಸಕಲ ಸಾಧನವಾಯಿತು. ಮುಂದೆನ್ನ ಜನ್ಮವು ಸಫಲವಾಯಿತು. ತಂದೆ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎಂದೆಂಬ ಪರದೈವ. ತಂದೆ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎಂದೆಂಬ ಪರದೈವ. ಬಂದೆನ್ನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಯಾಗಿ ನಿಂತ. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು. ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಬದುಕಿದೆನು ಭವವೆನಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿತು. ಪದುಮನಾಭನ ಪಾದದೊಲುಮೆ ಎನಗಾಯಿತು.
सहनौ भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. Prostrations to one and all. In the last class, we were seeing how Arjuna, by seeing that Lord, the vision of Vishwarupam, the entire cosmos was seen as the manifestation of the Lord. This Arjuna was seeing with his Divya Drishti. So what happened to Arjuna? Out of excitement, out of wonder, he had horripilation all over the body. With all humility, pranamya shirasa devam kritanjalihi abhashata. With all humility, he bowed down to that Supreme Lord. And then with folded palms, he started glorifying the Lord. So this portion we are seeing. So Arjuna is seeing all the worlds, all the 14 worlds. He was seeing Brahmaji seated in the highest world, Brahmaloka. He was seeing all the other Rishimunis in the higher lokas and all the beings in the lower lokas also. So he bows down to that Supreme Lord who has become everything. So in the last class we were seeing verse number 18. Tvamaksharam paramam veditavyam tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam tvamavyaya shashvata dharma gopta sanatanastvam purusho matome. So Bhagavan had said in Vibhuti Yoga in chapter 10 that he is the self of all beings. Now Arjuna is experiencing that vision. He sees that Bhagavan himself has become the very resident in each and every body. Purusha, Purishayanat, the one who is residing in this body is called Purusha. So Bhagavan himself is the self of all beings. So Arjuna says, Bhagavan, you are Veditavyam, the one thing to be known. So what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to know oneself as we are. So Bhagavan is the Supreme Self, is the very I in us, is the one thing to be known. And also Bhagavan, you are Tvam Avyayah Shashvata Dharma Gopta. You are the one who is the goal. And how to know you? The path has been laid by you. The teachings have been given by you, and these teachings are ever present in the world. You are protecting these teachings. So Shashvata Dharma, these teachings which are eternal, Bhagavan, you are the one who is ever protecting these teachings. So that through these teachings, all the beings can reach you and become liberated from the birth-death cycle. So you are the ultimate father and mother of this world. How is Bhagwan Shashvata Dharma Gopta? So we will see the next verse, verse number 19. Anadimadhyantamanantaviryam anantabahum shashisuryanetram pashyami tvam deeptahutashavaktam swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam anadimadhyantamanantaviryam anantabahum shashisuryanetram pashyami tvam deeptahutashavaktam swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. So how is Bhagavan taking care of all of us? So here is this verse. What does Arjuna say? Arjuna says, Bhagavan, Tvam Pashyami. I am seeing you. In which way, Arjuna, are you seeing the Lord? Anadi Madhya Antam. That Lord who has no Adi, no Madhya, no Antam. No Adi, no beginning, no Madhya, no middle, no Antam, no end. So that Lord who has no beginning, no middle, no end. Meaning, Arjuna is saying, Bhagavan, I am seeing your infinite form. Cosmos is infinite. So in the entire cosmos, Arjuna is seeing Bhagavan alone. Bhagavan, you are infinite, Anadi Madhyantam. And Ananta Viryam. Bhagavan, your Viryam is Anantam. Your power is infinite. You are a being with infinite power. So therefore, Bhagavan, you are an infinite being with infinite power. And Anantabahum, you are a being with infinite hands. Your hands are infinite. All the hands in this world, be it the hands of the human beings or animals or birds or insects, whatever, all the hands are yours alone. So Bhagavan, you are infinite being with infinite power, with infinite hands. Now, what does it mean? What it means is, Bhagavan, through infinite ways, with your infinite knowledge and infinite power, you are taking care of all of us. You are taking care of all of us through your infinite power, through your infinite ways. Every hand is your hand. Through every hand, you are taking care of us. There is a hidden hand of the Lord behind every visible hand. And moreover, Shashi Surya Netram. Bhagavan, you have two eyes. And which are the two eyes? Shashi and Surya. Shashi means moon, Surya means sun. Sun and the moon, they are your two eyes. Now what does it mean? What it means is, Bhagavan is looking after all of us like sun and the moon. Sun and the moon means, sun is visible in the daytime, moon is visible in the night time. Means what? Lord is looking after us day and night. All the time, Bhagavan is looking after us. Like sun and moon, Bhagavan is looking after us. Shashi Surya Netram. Now this is a very symbolic, very beautiful, poetic expression Now what does it mean? Now if you see, the sun's rays are hot, burning and scorching. That is the nature of sun's rays. What about moon rays? They are cooling, they are soothing. Soothing and cooling. That is the nature of the rays of the moon. Now what does it mean? What it means is, sun represents the fatherly principle. So scorching, hot, burning rays means what? It is something like the fatherly principle. What is the nature of father? Father represents strictness, discipline, toughness, uncompromising attitude. He is a man of logic and reason. He is a man of justice, of impartiality. So this is what this fatherly principle represents. So this is generally scorching, burning. The path of righteousness is not something which we like. Though it is the right path, we may not like it. So it is little burning, little scorching. So this is fatherly principle. There is no play of emotion, it is a play of reason. That is father. He thinks through the head, he doesn't feel through the heart. That is father. Generally, exceptions are always there, but generally this is what we describe as fatherly principle. What about motherly principle? Motherly principle is like the rays of the moon. It is soothing, it is cooling. Mother is an embodiment of love. She is an embodiment of tenderness, of compassion, of forgiveness, of patience, of affection. You can do anything to your mother. She will lovingly forgive everything. Any number of sins, she is ready to forgive. So, motherly principle is something like moon, very cooling, very soothing. Now, Bhagavan says, I am the father and mother. Shashi Surya Netram means what? I am the scorching rays of the sun and the cooling rays of the moon. For a healthy development, for a child, both are necessary. Father and mother, both of them are necessary. What happens when there is only mother and no father? So a child in that case will generally become lazy, careless, non-serious, because all the time mother is forgiving and loving. So that alone would not do. Fatherly principle also is necessary. Now what happens if there is only fatherly principle and no motherly principle in one's life? Then also it's a problem. The child becomes stone-hearted, very serious, lacking in the noble emotions of heart. This is what happens when there is only fatherly principle. So therefore both these principles are necessary. Bhagavan says, I look after this world like the sun and the moon by giving the fatherly strictness and motherly love. Shashi Surya Netram. So just like a potter, he designs the pot, he fashions the pot, he makes the pot with both his hands. One hand is shaping that clay and the other hand is supporting that clay. So with one hand he beats the clay to shape, with the other hand he supports the clay. So both the hands are necessary. Now one is the fatherly hand of shaping, the other is the motherly hand of supporting. So Bhagavan says, I am the father and mother of this universe. This way I look after everyone. So here, this is what Arjuna sees. So Arjuna sees Bhagavan as the nourisher of the world, the the one who takes care, giving whatever is necessary, love, strictness, etc. Now, Arjuna's attention goes to the mood of the Bhagavan. From here onwards, Arjuna's attention turns towards the mood of the Lord. Just like Vyashti has its own moods, samashti also has its mood. We all individuals, man or a woman, we all have our mood swings. Sometimes peaceful mood, agitated mood, disturbed mood, compassionate mood, loving mood, angry mood. So many moods are there. We have our mood swings, as they say. So just like the individual has got mood swings, the totality, the Creator, the Supreme Lord has also got moods. He doesn't have mood swings, but He has moods. There is a difference. We have mood swings, the Lord has moods. Mood swings means what? We have no control over our own moods. The situation decides our moods. We are a helpless slave of these moods. We have no control over these moods. That is called as mood swing. When we don't have control over the moods, it is called as mood swing. What about Bhagwan? Bhagwan's moods, it is not mood swing. He consciously, deliberately chooses his moods. He is a lord of his moods. So now, Arjuna's attention shifts towards the mood of the Lord. And what is the mood of the Lord now? Now Bhagwan's mood is angry mood, punishing mood. His mood is destructive mood. That is his mood, because a war is going to happen. So Bhagwan's mood is not in a loving, compassionate mood. He is in an angry mood. This is what Arjuna is going to describe now. Now we have to understand why Bhagwan's mood is angry. Why there is anger in the Lord. Whenever Bhagwan sees unrighteousness in the world, he will have to destroy the unrighteous people. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. These people who are dushkritas, dushkrita means people who perform unrighteous actions. So then Bhagwan has to destroy them. Vinasha has to be done. Now destruction cannot be done in a very loving, compassionate, forgiving mood. Mood also has to change according to the type of action. For a destructive action, for a punishing action, the mood has to be the mood of anger. Our mood and our action, they are connected. So now Bhagwan is in an angry mood because he wants to destroy. Now a question may come, why Bhagwan has to destroy them? So the story we all know. Kauravas, they tried all their means to destroy, to kill the Pandavas. Pandavas were always righteous. They tried to kill them. They tried to destroy these Pandavas, poison them. They disrobed their wife and they snatched away the kingdom through deceptive means of dice play. They sent Pandavas to almost 13 years into forest, and when they came back, they refused to give back their kingdom. Pandavas were ready for all kinds of compromise. In fact, Bhagavan himself went as a messenger. They were ready to evade a war, even if they were given 5 villages. Even that Duryodhana did not agree. And finally Duryodhana said, even 1 needle space of land we will not give. So Kauravas, throughout their lives, they were cruel, unrighteous, disobedient, unjust, stubborn, unyielding and vicious. This was the nature of Kauravas. Throughout Mahabharata we find this. Bhagavan tried all the peaceful means to evade a war. Sama, Dana, Bheda, all those means were tried out. Now there was no other go. Now the only go is danda, punishment. So therefore, now Bhagavan is in a mood of anger to punish the unrighteous. Vinashaya cha dushkritam. So that is why Bhagavan is in the angry mood. Now Arjuna sees the mood of the Lord. So Arjuna, because of his Divya Drishti, he could see the mood of the Lord. So what does he see? So Arjuna says, Pashyami tvam, Bhagavan, I am seeing you. In what way? Deepta hutasha vaktram. Vaktram means mouth. So inside Bhagavan's mouth, what is Arjuna seeing? Deepta hutasha. Hutasha means fire. Hutam asnati iti hutasha. Whatever, the one which eats whatever is offered unto it. Hutam, whatever is offered, asnati, to eat. Hutam asnati iti hutasha. The one which eats whatever is offered unto it. So this is the name of fire, hutasha. So what kind of fire is this? Deepta hutasha, well lit, blazing fire. Where is Arjuna seeing this fire? Vaktram, inside the mouth of the Lord. So now Arjuna is seeing the mouth of the Lord. The whole battlefield is seen as the mouth of the Lord. Now what happens inside the mouth? Inside the mouth we have tongue, we have teeth, different kinds of teeth we have. There is a biting teeth, there is a tearing teeth, there is a chewing teeth, isn't it? Yes. And there is a tongue which sweeps the food under the teeth to get it crushed. So what happens to the food? The food is crushed, masticated, assimilated and swallowed. So the combination of mouth plus tongue plus teeth is what? It is nothing but swallowing, destroying and making an entity non-existent, isn't it? Devouring. This is mouth. So now the entire battlefield Arjuna sees as the mouth of the Lord. And what is the food here? Food is nothing but all these warriors who have come to fight. It is said after Mahabharata war, only very rare few warriors were left alive. Most of them were dead. Just imagine 11 Akshauhinis of Kaurava forces and 7 Akshauhinis of Pandava forces. What must be that feast which the Lord might have had on those 18 days of the war? So Arjuna is comparing that battlefield with the mouth. Very soon all of them are going to be eaten away by that Lord. Lord himself is going to describe, is going to introduce himself as Kala Bhagavan. That we will see later. Bhagavan says, Kalosmi. I am Kala. I am Lord Death. This is a role now I am going to play. So now when Lord has to kill all of them, the mood cannot be a compassionate, loving, tender mood. The mood has to be an angry mood. And this angry mood is what Arjuna is seeing. So now what does Arjuna see? He sees a mouth, vaktram. Inside that he sees the tongue of the Lord. And what is the tongue of the Lord? It is not made of flesh, it is made of fire. So deepta hutasha. Fire again represents destruction. In no time, a huge pile, mountain pile of fuel is reduced to ashes. This is the power, destructive power of fire. So now Arjuna is seeing a well-lit, fiery tongue of the Lord inside his mouth. Deepta hudasha vaktram. Now they are all symbolic, they are all poetic, please understand this. Swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. Idam vishwam tapantam. This world is being scorched, burnt. By what? Swatejasa. By your power. Bhagavan, the whole world is getting burnt by your power. Your heat is so much that this heat is burning the whole world. Now see, heat. Anger is always connected with heat. Bhagavan, you are so heated up in anger that the whole world is feeling that heat. Anger is always connected with heat. Peace of mind is always connected with coolness. And that's why they say, no, cool man, they say. Be cool. See, anger is connected with heat. Peace is connected with coolness. Bhagavan is so angry that he is heated up now. Now please understand this. The anger of Bhagavan is under his control. That anger is not like our anger. He is Maya Pati. So whatever is there in Maya, he is the Lord of that. So therefore Bhagavan's anger is different from our anger. What happens when we get angry? We lose control of our words, of our thoughts, of our deeds. We do something stupid, something wrong, something unrighteous, adharmic, and then we regret. This is what happens when we do something in the mood of anger. But what about Bhagavan? Bhagavan uses anger like we use our pen. We write it, and when the writing is over, we put it back. In the same way, Bhagavan uses his anger. How Bhagavan is Narasimha avatar. He killed Hiranyakashipu. Burning with anger, he killed him, and then once the job is done, he became cooled down also. He was cooled. So in the same way, Bhagavan is, that anger is expressed. Arjuna is seeing that anger in Bhagavan. Swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. So Arjuna feels that the whole world is scorched in that heat of anger of the Lord. Now, when this anger which is seen in the Lord, when this anger others see, all the beings in different worlds, what is their reaction? That reaction is described in the next verse, verse number 20. Dyava prithivyoridam hi vyaptam tvayekena dishascha sarvaah drishtvaadbhutam rupamugram tavedam lokatrayam pravyathitam mahatman. द्यावा पृथिव्योरिदमन्तरं हि व्याप्तं त्वयैकेन दिशश्च सर्वाः दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं रूपमुग्रं तवेदं लोकत्रयं प्रव्यथितं महात्मन्. हे Mahatman, O Infinite One, Tvaya ekena vyaptam, by you alone are pervaded. You alone pervade. Where? Antaram, in the space. In the space you alone pervade. Space between what? Dyava prithivyoho. The space between Divi and Prithvi, heaven and earth. Bhagwan, you alone pervade the space between heaven and earth. Not only heaven and earth, sarvaha dishascha. Sarvaha dishascha, all directions, all the 10 directions, Bhagwan, you alone pervade. Meaning what? Bhagwan, you are sarvavyapi, you alone are everywhere, you are in full control of your creation. Not even a blade of grass can move without your command. Not even a speck of dust can move without your will. So therefore, Bhagwan, such a sarvavyapi, sarvashaktiman, sarvatnya Bhagwan you are. Who can ever dare to oppose you, Bhagwan, when you become angry? This is the point. Who can ever question you? Who can ever oppose you? Or rather, who can ever appease you, silence you? Bhagwan, drishtva, seeing what? Tava idam ugram rupam. This rupam of yours, this form of yours, this mood of yours, which is ugram. Ugram means what? Frightening, very scary, terrifying. Bhagwan, this terrifying mood of yours, frightening mood of yours, which is adbhutam rupam, which is unbelievable and unimaginable. Bhagwan, we have never seen such a form of yours. Adbhutam it is, unbelievable. Can't believe that someone can get angry to such an extent. What is happening to the people living in all the three worlds? Lokatrayam pravyathitam. Bhagwan, seeing this intense anger of yours, this frightening form of yours, Lokatrayam, all the three worlds, Bhagwan, they are pravyathitam, they are trembling in fear. This terrifying form of yours, Bhagwan, seeing this, all the three worlds, all the beings, they are trembling. Because never have we seen this kind of frightening form. Always we have seen only your Saumyam Rupam, very loving, very compassionate form. This is all what we have seen. This kind of form we have never seen. So therefore, everyone is trembling. Now Arjuna gives a little more explanation of the reaction of other beings. So Arjuna says, Bhagwan, not everyone is trembling. This is only the general mood, but different people are reacting to this mood of yours in different way. What are the different ways in which different beings in different worlds are reacting? That is what is described in verse number 21. Let us chant 21. Amihi tvam surasangha vishanti kechid bhitaah pranjalayo grinanti swasti tyuktva maharshir siddha sanghaah स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः अमीहि त्वां सुरसङ्घा विशन्ति केचिद्भीताः प्राञ्जलयो गृह्णन्ति स्वस्तीत्युक्त्वा महर्षिर्सिद्धसङ्घाः स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः. Yes. So now Arjuna is describing the reactions of different beings in different worlds towards this mood of Bhagavan. So first of all, let us see what are the three types of beings in this world. So what are the three types of beings? So three types of beings are, number one, abhaktaha. Abhaktaha. Abhaktaha means non-devotees. Non-devotees of the Lord. Means they don't believe in the Lord. They don't believe in the existence of the Lord. They are called as abhaktas. The second category is called sakama bhaktas. They believe in the Lord, but they worship the Lord with kamana, full of desires. Sakama. So what are these people? The goal is not God. God is only a means. So through God, through worshipping the Lord, they try to fulfill all their worldly desires. So world is the goal, God is only a means. They are called as sakama bhaktas. So they do bhakti only to fulfill their desires. So the best example is devatas. So whenever they have problem, you will find in the Puranas, the stories, all these devatas, they rush to Vishnu Loka or Brahma Loka, and then they pray, "Oh Lord, save us." So this generally happens when the Asuras, they attack the Devalokas, they capture them, they chase them away. So all these devatas, they run to the Lord. So they remember the Lord only when they are in trouble. The purpose of their worship is only one, to fulfill the worldly needs. So they are called as sakama bhaktas. This is the second category. And the third category is called nishkama bhaktas or jnanis. Who are they? For them, God is the goal, world is only a means. God is the goal, world is a means. So they do everything to attain God, not attain world. They pray for devotion, dispassion, knowledge. They perform all actions to purify their mind, and they perform actions for liberation. So they are called as nishkama bhaktas. So three types: abhaktas, sakama bhaktas, and nishkama bhaktas. So now this warlike situation has come. The battlefield, two armies have come. Now it is a very scary scene because very many people are going to die. And Bhagavan is in a very angry mood, he is in a devouring mood, a swallowing mood, in a destructive mood, punishing mood. So Arjuna is looking at others. What is the reaction of these beings seeing the mood of Bhagavan? They may not be seeing the mood of Bhagavan, but they are all seeing the battlefield, which itself is compared with the mood of Bhagavan. So now here, in this verse, verse number 21, abhaktas are not described. Only sakama bhaktas and nishkama bhaktas, they are described here. Abhaktas, what is the general attitude in such a situation? So we have to understand, they panic. This is what generally happens to the non-believers. When there is a danger, when there is a calamity, when there is a tragedy, when there is a fearful situation, when there is a dangerous situation, what is their attitude? Their attitude is full of fear and panic. They scream out of fear. They tremble in fear, but even then, even by mistake, they will not take the name of the Lord. They will not chant the Lord's name. Even in their dream, they will not think of God because they don't believe in God. So what is their condition? Their condition is only one word we can say, bhitaha. Full of fear, panic, worry, anxiety, stress, tension. This is their nature. They can never take refuge in God because they don't believe in God. Now this category of people is not described in verse number 21. In verse number 21, we have description only of Sakama Bhakta and Nishkama Bhaktas. Now what is seen here? Let us see. So what he said, Ami Surasanghaha Vishanti. Surasanghaha, these devatas, these groups of devatas, they, Ami, these Surasanghas, these devatas, Vishanti. Vishanti actually means enter. But here it means these devatas, they approach the Lord. So what is the attitude of Sakama Bhaktas in the wake of tragedy, calamity, dangerous situation, etc.? Sakama Bhaktas, they are filled with fear, no doubt. There is fear in them. And that is why this term is used, bhitaha, kechid bhitaha, it is said. Fear is there, but one good thing they do is they take refuge at the lotus feet of the Lord. This is what Sakama Bhaktas do. No doubt there is fear, worry, anxiety, etc. But they know that there is only one way in which they can have peace of mind, and that is by surrendering unto the Lord. So this is what these devatas are doing. Ami Surasangha Vishanti. So all of them, they are approaching the Lord. Kechid bhitaha, some of them are trembling in fear. Pranjalayo grananti, and they come with folded palms in that namaskara posture. So all these devatas, they are approaching the Lord with all humility, with the attitude of surrender. Fear, of course, there is bhaya, but there is bhakti also. So we can say it is bhaya bhakti. Fear coupled with devotion. Why there is fear in these devatas? Why there is fear in Sakama Bhaktas? There is fear because they are attached to the world. Whenever we are attached to the world, whenever we are attached to things and beings, attachment means what? We love them. We don't want them to be separate from us. This is called as attachment. So naturally, there is a fear of losing them. So all these fears are the fears of losing our near and dear ones. So a person who is attached to the world will have fear of losing the things and beings of the world, because he is attached to those things and beings. That is why this term bhita has come. But at the same time, they have bhakti also. Their only way of solving any problem is through God. So therefore, bhakti is the only means. So bhaya bhakti. So therefore, Arjuna says, all these devatas, they are approaching you, O Lord, out of fear, out of devotion, in total surrender, in total humility. It is exactly like the father, when the father of the house becomes angry, these children, what do? They know that now this is not the time for masti, not the time to play around, because that will only irritate our father. So they all become quiet and silent in the attitude of total surrender, because they know this is the only way to quieten and pacify our father, isn't it? The same is the attitude of these devatas also. So what is said here? Ami surasanga vishanti kechid bhitaha pranjalayo grananti. So they all approach Bhagavan with an attitude of surrender, with an attitude of devotion, filled with fear. They surrender unto that Lord. They approach the Lord with all humility. and prayerful attitude. So this is Sakama Bhaktas. Now what about Nishkama Bhaktas? What is their attitude? Maharshihi Siddha Sanghaha. So all the Maharshis, the great Rishis, the saints and sages, Siddha Sanghaha, the perfected ones, the Siddhas, they are all the enlightened ones, the perfected ones, the Jnani, Mahatmas. What is their attitude? Swasti iti uktva. Saying, what are they saying? Swasti, swasti, swasti. Swasti means they are Mangalavachaka Shabda, swasti. All is well. Everything is auspicious. Everything is Mangalam only. So swasti iti uktva, saying swasti, swasti. What do? Tvam stuvanti. Bhagwan, they are glorifying you. So in these Maharshis and Siddhas, etc., there is no fear. They only glorify. Tam stuvanti, tvam stuvanti. Bhagwan, these Maharshis, these saints and sages, they are glorifying you. How? Stuti bhihi pushkalabhihi. By stutis, various kinds of hymns, various kinds of chants, which is pushkalabhi. Pushkalabhi means in abundance. So various kinds of stotras they are chanting in abundance, which are sacred and divine. Pushkalabhi means what? In abundance, and these hymns are sacred and divine, full of sacred meaning, filled with the glories of the Lord. So this is what these Maharshis are doing. They are free from fear. Why they are free from fear? They are free from fear because they have no attachment to the world. They are attached only to God. And God is an entity which you can never lose because it is a very self in you. World, yes, it is impermanent, it gets destroyed, it can be separated from you, but God, it can never be separated. So why should you fear? There is absolutely no fear in the hearts of these Maharshis because they know whatever God is doing, it is perfect. Therefore, there is no fear. They know that whatever Bhagwan does, in whichever mood it may be, even in his angry mood, Bhagwan can never take the path of unrighteousness. Bhagwan can never think of evil. Bhagwan can never think of that which is inauspicious. So whatever Bhagwan does, even in the mood of anger, it can be only swasti mangalakaram. It can be only auspicious. So therefore these Maharshis have absolutely no fear. Instead, what are they doing? They are glorifying the Lord through various hymns. And also these Maharshis, they know that the nature of the Lord is, He is dharma samsthapanarthaya. Whatever the Lord does, it is only for dharma samsthapana, for establishing righteousness. So this vision, this divine vision the Maharshis have, because they know the nature of the Lord. They know the nature of the Lord because they know that this Lord is none other than the selfiness. So because they know the nature of the Lord, so therefore there is absolutely no fear in the hearts of these Mahatmas. So see, the situation is the same, but how three different people react to the situation differently. Abhaktas, they are screaming and panicking, and there is no peace of mind. There is no way they can take refuge. That is the case with Abhaktas. Sakama Bhaktas, they also have fear, but at least they take refuge in the Lord, and therefore they have peace of mind. And as far as Nishkama Bhaktas are concerned, there is absolutely no fear. They celebrate every action of the Lord as the Leela of the Lord. Even this destructive action which is going to happen in this war, this also is seen as the Leela of the Lord, and therefore they are free from all kinds of worries. See the attitude. They are ever peaceful, they are ever cheerful, singing the glories of the Lord. 3 different attitudes for the same situation. Right. Now Arjuna is describing the mood of these devatas. All the 3, of course, the reaction is different, but there is something which is common in all the 3. What is that common factor? The common factor is wonder. All the 3, they are seeing that anger of the Lord for the first time. That frightening mood of the Lord, it is something which is evoking wonder in all. This is what is described in the next verse. Let us chant verse number 22. Rudraditya vasavo ye cha sadhyah vishveshvinau marutaschoshmapascha gandharvayakshasura-siddha-sanghaः vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve. Rudraditya vasavo ye cha sadhyah vishveshvinau marutaschoshmapascha gandharvayakshasura-siddha-sanghaः vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve. Arjuna says, Bhagavan, sarve tvam vikshante. All these beings are looking at you. Are looking at you. With what attitude? Vismitaha, with great wonder. With great wonder. With total disbelief. They are not able to believe themselves what they are seeing. That's called as vismita. Not able to believe. That anger of the Lord, that mood, that frightening mood of the Lord, in total disbelief, these people are watching you. Who are they? Rudra, Aditya, Rudra Devatas, Ekadasha Rudra, Dvadasha Aditya Devatas, Ashtavasus, Vasavaha, Sadhyas. They are all different beings in different worlds. Vishwe Devatas, Ashwini Kumaras, Marut Devatas, Ushmapaha. Ushmapa means Pitru Devatas. Ushmapaha, Pitru Devatas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, Siddha Sanghas. They are all different groups, Sangha. So different groups, different beings in different worlds. They are all watching you with great wonder, with total disbelief, because they have never seen such a sight in their life. Vikshante tvam vismitaha. So what is that frightening face of Bhagavan? So now Arjuna is giving more details regarding that frightening face of the Lord. That we will see in the next class. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.